If you're a homeschool mom who is maybe new to homeschooling or even a veteran, today we're going to talk about something different. We're going to actually talk about ways that you can stretch the budget from at home, even if you're not bringing in an income. So come along and we're going to talk about it. Okay, editing Amanda here. So these are suggestions. These are not things that you have to take and use all of them or feel like, oh my goodness, I'm not doing any of this or any of that. Take what you can use, take what interests you. I learned these skills. So me and my husband have been married for 13 years. So these skills are not something that I picked up overnight, nor are they things that I've mastered completely. Like if you look at the purse, there's some areas that could have been sewn better or things like that. And I am still very much learning, and I continue to use these skills and grow in these skills. But it doesn't mean that I'm done learning, and it is just, these are ideas to generate ideas for you on ways that you can start saving your household money. And yeah, so I hope you see this as encouragement and definitely not anything like I've got it all together. Because if you look, my sink needs to be cleaned on this thing. Like there are some places on my purse that the hemlines are not even, or yeah, I mean, like there are totally things that I could do better. And so I don't have it all together, but by God's grace, I'm working on these skills. So back to the video. Hi, my name is Amanda from Learning to Love Well, and this is a channel completely all about homeschool. We talk about the curriculum, we talk about strategies, we talk about struggles, we talk about all of that, all from a biblical worldview. And so today is no different, except we're going to talk about something a little bit, I guess you could say, different. And that is, sorry, I had to slide my ring on. I take it off when I shower, so it had to go back on. So today we're going to talk about things that I do in my family to actually help enable us to financially homeschool our kids, and things that we have done in the past in order to just kind of help stretch the budget. And because when you are a homeschool mom, most of us are not bringing in and generating a ton of income. Most of us, our primary job is teaching our kids and taking care of our home and all of that. And sometimes things can get a little tight. We do, live in a world where expectations are both husband and wife work. And sometimes that's not possible when we're homeschooling. So today I'm going to talk about some of the things that we do to kind of help stretch the budget. And I'm going to pop up some pictures on the screen of what this kind of looks like in my home. And so I hope you enjoy and join me for this video. Okay, so number one is get on a budget. This is like, if you have ever heard Dave Ramsey, this is going to be like his first advice. Getting on a budget has helped us so much. Even when we were very newly married and we had a budget, the first time we sat down and really planned out our budget, it was by the grace of God. And I had to do a budget for the first time. And a budget has been so wonderful for our family over the years. Now, some months we, in all honesty, have not stuck to that budget. And then some months we've done better than others. And so, but we have always had some kind of written plan where we try to stick closely to what budget we've already put out. And this helps us to just stay on track financially, and including putting some finances aside for curriculum or ahead of time. So for us, we take a certain amount of money a month and we put it aside for curriculum. And that helps us to supply the things that we're going to need for homeschool, the things that we're going to need for groceries, and all of those things, already sticking money away monthly to help with those expenses. Okay, so number 2 is grow your own food. Although this sounds very old school, and it is old school, it definitely helps to, 1, know sourcing for your own food, and 2, a pack of seeds doesn't cost a whole lot. It costs about $1.80 if you get it from like MI Gardener, or $2, and or even in a big box store. You can get a seed packet for $2.46 or $1.86. And actually, if you go towards the end of the year, you can go get them all kinds of places. You can even go to like Dollar General or even Dollar Tree. They have seeds there too. And just a little bit of soil and some water and some sunshine and some good fertilizer, and you will be surprised what you can grow in your own backyard. If you love cucumbers during the summer, just to take off some of the edge, grow some cucumber plants or some tomato plants, or radishes are really fast growers and they taste amazing roasted. And we even throw in the radish greens and we use those. So just getting really inventive about things that you can cut down from your grocery budget, or things that you can cut down around your house by doing it yourself. And for us, that has definitely been gardening, and we really enjoy it. Okay, number 3 is kind of along the lines of gardening, is creating your own products. So this is going to sound super, super weird, but over the years, I have learned how to do a lot of products for my family. So we are a family that tries to use most organic, natural things because it's just better for us. And so a long time ago, I had learned and taught myself by using various YouTube videos how to make my own soap. And then from soap, it branched off to lotion, and from lotion, and sugar scrubs and deodorant. And a lot of this stuff really is not hard to make at all. In fact, a lot of it is nothing more than needing a double boiler, which is just a bowl on top of a pot with water in it on your stove. And it saves us so much money per month to make our own deodorant, to make our own soaps, and just make our own sugar scrubs. All of these things, it really does save us a ton of money. So if you are crafty, if you enjoy with some chemistry and those kinds of things, looking into projects that you can make for the benefit of your household can become a really great hobby, but it can also become a way that you can either generate income or just save your family a ton of money spent out. Number 4, manage your utilities. So this one actually has happened recently to us, and I'm so glad it did. By God's grace, our dryer broke. And I know that that's going to sound so weird to say, but because our dryer broke, we got the opportunity to put up a line in the backyard. Now, most people might think like, okay. But I have been so enjoying hanging clothes outside. You have no idea. It has turned into such a therapeutic thing for me to go hang clothes on the line. I don't know why we ever got rid of it. And the clothes smell so fresh and so sanitized when they come in. I love it. But these kind of small acts of hanging your clothes out rather than using a dryer, using mini lamps at night rather than using your overhead lights, or just doing things to cut down on the utilities that you are currently using can save you a lot of money per month. So if you are trying to cut down some of those things, cutting down your overhead lights and using low lighted lamps like 5-watt lamps at night can actually cut your energy bill, or switching to hang drying your clothes rather than using the dryer can help you cut your costs for the things that you're going to do every day, all day, any day. And plus, you can always get your kids involved hanging clothes on the line, and it's a lot of fun, and we have enjoyed it together as a family. So we're definitely keeping the line up. We might make it prettier, but I definitely want to keep the line up. Number 5 is also going to be about food, and that is make it from scratch. So I know there might be people on here like, well, I don't really like to cook. That's fine. Start with something that you really enjoy, something that will make learning how to make said item worth it. So for me, my kids love fresh bread, so we do sourdough. And it doesn't have to be sourdough because I started just making loaf bread with yeast a while ago, and it has turned into I make cookies, I make breads, I make homemade cinnamon rolls, and let me tell you, I love cinnamon rolls. So the effort that it takes to make cinnamon rolls and bulk prep it and shove it into the freezer, definitely worth it, mama. Definitely worth it. And this is something that my kids wouldn't get very often if I wasn't making it from scratch, because tubes of organic cinnamon rolls are like $5, and I would need 2 of those to feed my family. So that's not happening, but I can make it for pennies on the dollar, making everything from home and from scratch. And bonus, I can make it healthy and I can control the ingredients. So definitely, if you are looking for ways because you really want to homeschool and you're looking for ways to cut the budget and make it easier, definitely make it from scratch. People don't even know how easy it is to make like noodles at home or bread at home or cookies, cakes, all the things that you would buy in like the snack packs or anything like that. You can make all of that in home, including Jello, gummies. Over the years, we've made our own homemade Reese cups, which are delicious, by the way, like delicious. We've made homemade kimchi, we've made sauerkraut, we've made our own elderberry gummies, and all of these things you can actually turn into homeschool projects, which is really cool. So if you're planning on embarking on any of these, take your kids along for the ride with you. It is so rewarding and so wonderful to just get the opportunity to play around with different things. Homemade gummies was fun. Definitely a great way to get them involved, and just make your own snacks at home. The upfront cost is really minimal for a lot of this stuff, and a lot of the stuff you can just pick up normally at the grocery store. Okay, so last but not least is make presents, make your own things. So if you are not necessarily like big into sewing or knitting or crocheting, now these are things that I actually enjoy as a pastime and I enjoy being productive, but teaching yourselves and your kids these skills can help a lot. So for example, if we need to, and it is I can always make birthday gifts. I've made a tic-tac-toe board for a friend. I've made a journal with a little legal notepad inside so that they had like their own private journal. I've made myself a purse. I've made my daughter a purse. I've made made her a pencil case, zip pouches. And these are really great, inexpensive gifts to make if you have a sewing machine or access and just some time to learn. Really making up these skills so that you can gift things that you have instead of going and buying it, or even making things yourself that you really enjoy, like a purse. I know I have a quilted purse I'm sitting here looking at that I made for myself. And I have gotten a lot of use out of it, and I use scraps. I used some old jeans that I picked up at a thrift store. I used some of my scraps and a couple of new fabrics that I wanted to integrate. But really, it didn't cost me very much money to use this purse, where if I would buy a purse at the store, it could cost me anywhere from, I don't even know how much they cost because I've been out of it for so long, but they can cost quite a bit of money, and I can personalize it and make it to my own style. Well, I think I'm going to cut the video off here just to generate some ideas for you of how much money you can save at home being a homeschool mom, homeschooling your kids full time, and still taking on these side activities. Save your household a ton of money so that homeschool doesn't feel like it's pinching the bank account. so much. If you have ideas on how you have been able to be super frugal in your family so that you could stay home and do the homeschool thing, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear, I'd love to learn and gather more ideas. God bless, and I hope you guys have a great day. Good night.